Alrighty, guys, if you are watching this on YouTube later or Facebook right now, I am getting this up, trying to get this up a little bit early because I can't get this to go live. Alrighty. So, okay, we are live on Instagram. Let's see if we can go live on Facebook, and we are. So, in the meantime, I will go live on the TikTok, which always makes me laugh. But in the future, this will actually be done by somebody else. so I don't have to figure all this stuff out. The TikTok has to be separate because that's the way it is. So we're going to go live, fat loss. We're going to do this. And GLP1 success. Oh, well, let me enter that many characters. And it'll let me misspell them. Okay. All right, guys, give me just a second because I need to get my crew in here because today is the day where you get me and all my nurse practitioners in here. All right, let's copy this. All right, we'll put this into, I need to get all my people. And I need to spell success right because that's what we do here is success, right? So we're learning some new things. All right, I am set up to go live on TikTok. But that'll give me just a second. And then let me get this into for my group. I know this is like, I wish there was a way to do this, but I can't connect it until we're live on Facebook and Instagram. And I want to go live on Facebook and Instagram. So give me 1 second. We're getting there. We're getting there. All right. Today's live. This goes out to my providers. Okay. Now I have to let everybody in. Hopefully. All right. We're here 3 minutes early. So that's okay. We're going to go live. So Dan Martell had actually had me, I got people in the chat. Oh, awesome. Hey. All right. So I will not know. Oh, it's from Facebook. So, hey, Jose is on Facebook. So awesome. It's live on Facebook. It looks like we should be live on the things. So before my crew gets in here, I am going to introduce myself. I am Dr. Mo. I am a success coach and also founded a lifestyle medicine practice called Active Medical Solutions. We have lots of patients over there. My coaching is at Dr. Mo Coaching. So I really am the one who is coaching the patients throughout this journey. And I've loved it. You know, it's Danny Makeup is asking, do I like Jeffree Star? Man, shut up. Are you telling me to shut up? Because I'm not going to shut up for a long time. So I get the comments are coming from YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, all on this platform. So it's pretty funny. So if I'm talking to bunches of people, that's because I'm having them come up. Right now, like I said, it's just me. I am going live every day for 100 days. Oh, that's pretty funny. So I can't, we're just going to let these guys chat over here on Facebook. But that's okay. So it's views. So feel free to like and share the live, guys. It's on watchdrmo.com. Once my crew gets in here, I will, Jeremiah, be nice. Once my crew gets in here, I will actually get them. They won't be able to, you can't see them on TikTok. So if you want to see them, you have to go to either Facebook in our wellness group, our wellness lounge. It's amspublicgroup.com. But what I do here is, well, same thing I do everywhere is I help busy women win. And I know we have lots of good dudes on here. I'm not meaning to be discriminatory. It's just that, well, I'm not a dude. So sometimes I identify a little bit better, but I really wish I had a dude brain. So, all right, I sent this out to my people and they're not popping in. So we'll see. All right. Okay. Can I sub to you, please? I can after. Absolutely. Yeah, Danny, today I have lip gloss on because my lips look like shit all the time. So that's my funny moment of the day. All right. So what do you guys want to know about fat loss success? Actually, real success. I don't mean like bullshit success. Like this isn't like oh look, you're on the skinny shot. No, I'm talking actual real life success, right? I want everything for you. I actually told someone the other day, I want more for my patients and my clients than you guys want for yourselves. I can guarantee it. And you think that's pompous of me to say, and you think, no, I want it all. No, really. Whatever you see for yourself, I can see more. It's so funny. Somebody told me a story recently that um, you will do more for other people than you will for yourself. And it's the God's honest truth. So, okay, hold on. I will make changes. Starting a GLP this week, labs back and liver enzymes help. Will GLP help that? Liver enzymes are high. Will the GLP help? Yes. Most often, the most common cause, right? Oh, shoot, this is not medical advice. The most common cause of elevated LFTs in our society right now is, I have to find the rest of my studio to see if my people are in here. There's Neil. Now I got him. Can you hear me, Neil?
I can now. There you go.
Hear you. Hold on. I have volume. Let me see. Let me unmute and mute you.
How about now?
Oh, gotcha.
I guess I was muted. It said it was unmuted on my end. That's weird.
Yeah. So guys in the background, I started a little early today because I wanted to get the restream up because we are now on Facebook and Instagram as well. So at least I think we are. But so somebody asked me, they just got their labs back before starting a GLP-1 and their LFTs were high. Will GLP-1 help? And I had just started the reply because the most common cause of elevated LFTs right now is fatty liver.
Fatty liver.
And yes, so it will help reduce those numbers. Now, if it's due to something else, then we're getting a lot of comments on YouTube today. This shit's like blowing up for weird ass comments, which is great, guys. You know, I like the engagement. But yes, thank you, Danny. And Danny Makeup wants me to subscribe, and I probably will because she's very complimentary and I'm good with flattery. It will get you everywhere. But seriously. Okay. So yeah, so the GLP-1 will help. Okay.
Hey, I finally get to see the stream. YouTube actually works for me today.
Did it really?
Yeah, actually, you're live. Usually it's just like the last one.
You know what? I wonder if it's because now we're going through Restream. I bet.
Normally it's not there until it's over.
So, okay. All right. Are you on Facebook as well?
I am not yet.
Okay. I just wanted to see if we could see it. So, Sarah's success story, which totally made me laugh. I started 1 milligram last Monday. Today is PPU day. I am finding I'm more hungry. Thoughts? Yeah, Neil, you want to grab that one? Because that's the thing. That's the way it works.
That's the way it works. Yeah, it's starting to wear off. That's all. So some people hate that feeling. They don't want that day where they're starting to eat a little bit more. And other people love that day. They like to make sure they're hydrated that day, got their protein in that day. If they're like an athlete, to make sure they, they're kind of refueled for the week. So it kind of, that's where you get to make the decision, or you make it with your provider. Like, do I go up? Do I stay the same dose? And if it's one day, I'd probably stay the same dose, but next week it might be less and less and less. So you get 6 days, 5 days, 4 days. So it might be nearing that point to go up. But if you're getting 6 full days out of it and want to refeed, I think that's great.
Yep. Yep, exactly. Yeah. If you can, I mean, it's because of the 5-day half-life, you're going to have a hungrier day sometimes. Weirdly, yesterday I was not hungry. Like that. I don't know. Whatever. Like it's just kind of bizarro, hold on. I just got a bleep from somewhere and I got 18 screens open. So I have no idea where it came from.
That I'm working on.
I know I'm trying to, I thought I was going live on Facebook, but I am apparently not going live on Facebook. I'm very frustrated with this. But let's see if we're live on Instagram. At least we can do
Vitamin Nurse, 15 pounds in 7 weeks. That's fantastic. That is, if it was me, that's exactly, you see way more on TikTok. Like people, I lost 28 pounds the first week. If that was me, that's perfect. That's a little over 2 pounds a week. Absolutely wonderful. Congrats.
Yeah, that's amazing. And how does it feel? I mean, really, because that's like, doesn't it feel like, holy crap, finally? Like, finally, I'm having some success. Finally, I can take a breath, which is just super cool. Yeah, I don't think we're live on Instagram either. I'm so freaking annoyed.
Let's see. Bree Disney. How soon after starting the 0.5 milligram dose of semaglutide do you start seeing loss? So everybody's different. So some people, that is more of an escalation dose to get them used to the medication, and they may need to increase the dose before they get really good appetite control. If you're having good appetite control, it will come off. It just needs some time. Some people do need to go up to like the second or third dose before they really start to see some results. So don't give up on the medication. I've had one person out of the thousands we've treated not react to semaglutide or do well on it. So you just need to get to a proper dose for you.
Okay, I got Amanda. There we go. The bleep. She literally put a comment on TikTok. The bleep was me because I don't know where anybody is. All right, so now Neil's here. Neil's my nurse practitioner with me, and so is Amanda.
Hi.
So if you want to see their faces, you can go to watchdrmo.com. And I would love it if we were on Instagram and Facebook.
I don't know how long I can stay, though. We got to see
okay.
somebody shows up.
Stay as long as you can.
For Jeremiah? What?
Jackson said, do we have opinions on AOD 9604? Hi, Jackson. How are you? This is on TikTok. So when I'm reading these comments are usually on TikTok because we get a lot of engagement over there. Amanda, you're on the restream. What restream? Oh, yeah, you're on Yeah, okay. So I got you. But I can't find us on Facebook or Instagram, which is really ticking me off. Okay. Thinking of switching to semaglutide for maintenance to save money and afraid of food noise. Yeah, Courtney, who is not on here today, had really good results with that. She actually had quite a bit of food noise still gone, switching to semaglutide because of money. And, who knows what's going to happen down the road, right? We have to plan for who the frig knows what's going to happen. All right, what do we got? Comments. Oh, Neil, what do you think about AOD?
In the studies, it looks like it does pretty well. I think if it was better than it is, it would be used way more. I think it's a great addition. Like if you're like maxed out on meds and you want to add stuff, I think there's some benefit to it. In studies, it appears well, but I wouldn't use it as my primary for anything. Like if I was on like 0.5 or 1 milligram of semaglutide, I would increase my semaglutide before I'd add on AOD. Honestly, there is some utility with it. It's not the same amount of weight loss you're getting with these GLP1s. So, yeah, I have nothing against it. I just would use the other stuff that we know works incredibly well.
All right. I think I figured out my issue on Facebook at least.
So I have to leave the restream. This is why.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm actually recording all this so I can watch it later and make a checklist for it because this is really difficult. So, Aunt Shay, yeah, nobody's insurance covers this. So that's how it works. I shouldn't say no.
Or they do, or weirdly they do, and they'll cover Monjuro for weight loss for no reason.
Right.
Like it's because someone forgot to click a box and like, whoops, that's changing next year.
Right. And then 3 months later,
don't say that.
The insurance company, in 3 months, the PBM will be like, oh my God, they didn't click the box. Look at all this money we're losing, and then they'll cut us off.
Or they're all for it. They're like, no, everyone should be on these because I think that's where it's at. Oh, speaking of that, I had a patient in the ER. She came in for some other stuff, and then she happens to kind of mention her doctor has semaglutide, but they sent me over for pancreatitis. They think it's pancreatitis. I'm like, because of the semaglutide? I haven't seen it. But she's like, oh, because my doctor's her rationale, her doctor has her on semaglutide for it, so she doesn't get an elevated A1C. I'm like, do you just mean weight loss? Because you can be on it for weight loss. It was just super weird. Like, but she at least
Like,
mentioned it.
got all weird with the stigma thing, you know?
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
okay with it for weight loss. I don't care. Just tell me what dose you're on. Let's figure things out.
Yeah. So this is a killer question. Have I tried retatrutide? No, because it is not even proven to be safe in humans. So right now, if you're getting that research chemical, because it is still in studies, right? So the people in studies say, hey, this might cause cancer. We don't know. So yeah. So no, yeah, Bella Rose actually, Bella Rose and Amber Rose. So yeah, no, it's not out yet. So no, I will not try anything before it's been proven by studies to do no harm, right? It's kind of like the AOD question, right? Do we think it's harmful? No. Would we use it as a primary medication for true lifestyle metabolic management and weight loss? No. So yeah, there's lots of TikTok videos because people are getting it from Bob's Peptides, middle of nowhere. Who the hell knows? Sketchy places. And it's not prescribed by, well, I shouldn't say that because there are some healthcare providers out there literally prescribing medications that are not approved by the FDA. How is that ethical? Okay, let's not get into that. I'm going to get off my soapbox now. So
it's not like the thing. What are the repercussions of that if you're prescribing this research chemicals? It's not a legit drug yet to patients, and something comes back with
what if
retatrutide.
they die?
There's that too.
Like, first, do no harm. Aunt Shay Shay said, my insurance won't pay, so I'm going to Life Plus today at 3 p.m. to get on semaglutide. I'm excited and nervous. Yeah, I think it's awesome. You're probably going to pay too much, but that's sorry. Jackson's on here too from Join Friday, so he can attest to this. So yeah, I'm sorry. I get real snarky about this because we work really hard to do what we do. So a lot of the in-person, I had someone I was talking to in the DMs somewhere. I think on Instagram maybe, because I told her to show up to the lives. That she was telling me she was paying $124 for the shot. And then I hate the shot. It's like the shot. Ozempic. Anyway. So she's paying $124 for the shot and like $75 a month for care. And I said, wow, that's a damn good deal. She's like, oh, no, it's $124 a week. I was like, oh, hold on, back it up. Never mind. You can get brand name for that. And Lynn
I'm like, that's brand name pricing right there.
Lynn actually set up just on Facebook. The prices have been horrible with coupon 525. Yeah. Well, here's the thing, right? So, I had been studying for this exam that I'm taking for better or for worse for the last time tomorrow. Whatever happens, because the material is so esoteric and bullshitty that this question I had yesterday was, what does this 25-year-old patient need next? And the answer was genetic testing, because then he can get prescribed setmelanotide, because that's specific to these genetic mutations that cause obesity, right? Do you want to know the cost for setmelanotide? $34,000 a month.
Oh, that's that special weird one. But the weight loss is unbelievable.
It's actually not any better than tirzepatide when you look at it.
Because there was one. If there was one, maybe I don't know the brand name of it, but like some patient asked on it. I looked at it. I'm like, this is insane. But it's basically for people with like disorders where they just can't stop eating. Like literally, their full time job is eating. Like, yeah, they're eating on the toilet type of eating.
The funny thing is that tirzepatide shows similar results now with those people.
Oh wow.
So it's like, oh, so you should pay $525 versus $34,000. Anyway, so $250 health insurance a month. I pay $1,800 a month, and mine's not covered, so I have to use the savings card. And I have the old savings card, thank God, so it's $550. Currently, the new savings card is $600. So yeah, so I mean, that's the thing. It's all relative. It is all relative.
Aunt Shay Shay, who's going to start at 3 p.m. today, what's the difference? Are you asking between the medications? What the difference is?
Or price? I pay $329. Oh yeah, because you're probably with Mochi, because Mochi bundles theirs, and that's yeah. If it's $320,
the difference.
In the medications, tirzepatide's better.
Yeah. Overall, tirzepatide is a better drug in the studies. In cost-wise, semaglutide is usually cheaper. So at the end of the day, if one works for your budget better, that's what I would go with. So you can be on it more long term. But I think they're both incredible medications. Like, I don't want to sell semaglutide short. It's still great. I mean, 16 versus like what, 23% body weight loss in a year. I mean, they're both amazing.
Yeah. And if your insurance only covers one, do that one, whatever. Like,
Yep.
we'll make it work. Like, so we run a medical practice. We don't do like one size fits all. We don't do protocolized care. We do very individualized care. We do unlimited communication. We do urgent care for free for our patients, as long as it's like telehealth. Our practice is at amstelehealth.com. So yeah, my insurance doesn't cover it all. I have a $14,000 deductible and pay $1,800 a month, baby. It's all good. It's for catastrophic insurance, really. So yeah, if you pay a lot for insurance, I feel for you. I feel for you. So yeah, our practice is amstelehealth.com. You can check out our states there. Oh, look, we get to talk about poop, guys. Go ahead.
Excellent.
You can't poop.
Is that normal? No.
Well, is it expected? Yes. Is it normal? No.
Yeah. 6 days. Ooh. Miralax.
Yeah. In the beginning, I needed to do Miralax and Colace, like the whole time. But your food volume is probably much less if you're feeling the effects. So I'm still trying to get on Instagram, which is why I'm distracted. What is the website? Is anybody on TikTok with me? It's AMS, activemedicalsolutions.com. But you can't put the website in there. It has to be in words because TikTok will filter it.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, I'm like behind though, because like literally that, like,
did that work?
What is the website? Just came across for me.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm like, it's like behind for me.
It's got it. I'm going to see if I can edit. Am I still okay? Can you guys still see me? Yeah, we're streaming.
Okay, so the person who started 6 days ago and hasn't pooped yet, if you're not eating anything, you're going to have a lot less contents to expel. I mean, but if you were eating normal before, theoretically, you should have to expel that first. She's tried Miralax for, where'd it go? It moved. For 4 days and nothing. So if you're not drinking enough fluid on Miralax, it's worthless. You might as well not take anything. So you got to really make sure you're hydrating with that. And if you have an appetite, honestly, I would probably try to make sure you get some fiber in there to get some bulk to your diet. And then that's where I would start. Keep them hydrate. If you don't hydrate, nothing's coming out.
Yeah. And 4 days on Miralax. Remember, Miralax is not like, it's not a laxative, although it says that, I mean, it is a laxative, but it's not like, oh, I'm going to take it and then I'm going to go. I'm going to take it once and then I'm going to go. That's what always happens with the old people in the ER. They're like, yeah, but I took it yesterday. And I'm like, yeah, great. Now take it for the next 3 years of your life. So, or ever, if you're an old person who doesn't get out of a chair. On Wegovy, 0.25 for 3 weeks, gained 2 pounds this week. Yep. So that the reason why they did the protocols the way they did is because that's what a lot of people need. 0.25 doesn't do anything. They got to go up.
Yeah. And it's not abnormal to have a 2 pound change day to day. Like you can weigh yourself tomorrow and be down 4 pounds. And then the next day back up 2 pounds and then down a quarter pound. Like the body is not a solid, steady state. It changes very dramatically. It could be water, hormones, bowel contents. So like Dr. Mo likes to weigh herself every single day to have lots of data and points. I'm more once a week, guys, fine with me. Same time every week. So like Sunday mornings, like after going to the bathroom, Sunday morning, weighed myself, to kind of get a somewhat accurate. And that's the number I used for the week. So yeah, don't be, worried that you gained 2 pounds this week. Absolutely not. Now, if the medicine's not working, like you have no appetite control, it's wearing off. Yeah, it's probably time to go up to kind of get that losses going. But if you have good appetite control, I'm not worried about that. And honestly, if you have no appetite control, your bowels are probably slowed down and they're just full of poop.
Yep.
Brooks asking, starting a GLP1 upcoming weeks, do you recommend, what do you recommend for macros to optimize weight loss? So macro wise, the only thing I can worry about in the beginning is protein. For women, it's around 100 grams a day. Men, it's about 150 grams a day of protein, as long as there's no other contraindication like related to like kidney issues. That's where I start, because most of the time, if you're on an effective dose of a GLP-1, you're going to struggle to get even your protein in. So as long as you're hitting your protein macro, you're probably getting close to enough calories, or at least getting enough protein. And then I worry about macros later on when we're not in effective, where the dose is no longer effective. We can't go up. is what I do. And then I start looking at like your basal metabolic rate and then subtracting calories from that. But at first, just get your protein in and
Okay,
hydrate.
we need to pause. We need to pause. Do you have a puppy?
I do. You missed it. You were doing other stuff. Come here, honey. Come here, Sonny. I'm like, if I have to leave real quick, it's because I got to take her out. Oh, now she wants down. Come here. Yeah, I got another golden doodle.
Oh, so 3 dogs now. Everybody's okay?
Everyone, yeah. The first, here we go. The first day was a little rough. The other golden doodle literally turned his back on her. He's like, no.
Aw. But I mean, you still like you have 3 dogs now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And everyone's good. Everyone's great. They're getting along.
I'm like, just making sure.
No,
I just tickled my dog's nose to wake him up, and he snapped at my finger. Thought he was thinking I was a fly. Oh. I'm like, okay, that was a bad idea.
Nope. Everyone's great. We're doing good.
What's the puppy's name?
Sunny.
Aw, happy dog. Okay, sorry, guys. This is
you can see her if you're on YouTube.
Sorry, not sorry.
Or Facebook. Go to AMS. Yeah, so Facebook, AMSpublicgroup.com is our Facebook group. Watch Dr. Mo is YouTube, and TikTok is TikTok. And I'm Instagram, it says I'm live. I don't think I'm live. So I can't check because I'm already on my phone. So any tips on reflux? You want to know my tip? Don't have an ice cream sundae right before bed. Ask me how I know.
Yeah, so tips on reflux. I would just kind of write down some stuff that you've been eating. Like you can literally look at like, last couple of days, what I've eaten. Just write down like things like, I had broccoli for dinner and this for lunch or whatever. You might find something that every time you eat it bothers your stomach. That's first thing. Sometimes it's certain foods, red meat in the beginning, certain vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts will kind of irritate your stomach, sit there longer, ferment, and cause that reflux. So sometimes you can't do those in the beginning. That's where I would look first. And then the biggest thing, especially if it's in the morning, is you're eating too much too close to bed. Because, you used to be able to eat before bed, no problem. But now that your dinner's still sitting in your stomach when you go to sleep. So it like comes up. So smaller meals before dinner.
Yep. A bunch of questions on YouTube that some people only eat meat and vegetables once a day and they have the best bodies. There are a ton of different diets out there. And number one, you have to be able to follow them, which is most of our problem of those of us who ended up on a GLP-1. Herbal tea heals the body naturally too. There are definitely benefits to these chemicals, like to tea. Well, they are chemicals. Benefits to herbal tea, absolutely. But nothing will take the place of a GLP-1 either in studies or the lives of most of us. No matter how you slice it. Oh, somebody asked about berberine and a GLP-1 way up top. Take it, do what you want. It's not unhealthy. It does help inflammation, but your GLP-1 is going to be the primary driver of that inflammation reduction.
How much water do you recommend?
Yeah. So Cardina said on work days, I drink very little, about 1 bottle until I get home.
Yeah. She's drinking a gallon on the days off. So yeah, I mean, if you're a nurse, yeah, good luck getting water in and getting a chance to pee. So I get that. Do the best you can on the days that you're working. For me, for fluids, your pee should be pretty clear. And then water-wise, I would not just drink a straight gallon of water every day and leave it at that. You do need your electrolytes because if you over-drink water, you're going to pee out all your electrolytes, and now you're short again. And then if you're on a GLP-1 and you're not eating and drinking as much, you're not taking in as many electrolytes. So it's really important to drink them, add them, salt the heck out of your food if you need to.
Yep. Okay. Hold on. I'm like, wait, I got all these good questions. Switching from semaglutide to tirzepatide, any advice? Make sure you have a provider who's going to start you low and not transfer you straight over on an equivalent dose. There are no equivalent doses when you're doing this. We have made people very sick by mistake because they lied to us.
There is an equivalent dose, but it has nothing to do with weight loss or side effects. It has to do with glycemic or blood sugar control.
True that.
So you still need to increase the dose gradually. I would not start I wouldn't go from 15 milligrams of tirzepatide to the max dose of semaglutide unless you want to spend about 4 days in the ER. Which, if that's what you want to do, that's cool.
Yeah, if you want to hang out in the ER, sounds great.
All All right,
Yeah.
there was another one about difference between semaglutide and tirzepatide. So other than both being amazing, semaglutide they're both medications are GLP1 agonists. Basically, that means that you feel fuller faster, stay fuller longer, and it does a whole bunch of stuff on the inside, like with metabolic repair is what we'll call it. Tirzepatide adds something called the GIP. Basically, that's the easiest way to explain it is it makes it so you don't crave stuff. It's more of like a mind control thing. So you walk by that, package of cookies on the counter. You're not thinking about that cake that's left over in the fridge all night long. You forget about it and you end up throwing it away. Like, oh, this cake's no good. Let's throw it away. I've never thrown cake away in my life. So that's the biggest difference. So if you're the type of person that has like intense cravings, that's where I think tirzepatide comes in handy for a lot of people. It stops them. My screens are going crazy. Stops them from kind of craving, which helps them with the weight loss. For people who just like overeat when they're eating, like they go to dinner and they're like, I got to finish my plate. I think semaglutide is a fantastic drug just for that. They're both amazing. I don't think there's a wrong answer.
This question, I want to grab it because it just came off a pin. And thank you for the likes. Please like and share this so other people can get more information. Does it help with lymphadema caused by node removal from cancer? Funny you mentioned that. I literally sent an article to Courtney yesterday that it does help with lymphedema caused by node removal from cancer. So I was like, no shit. So, because I saw a study on it yesterday and I had never seen that before. So I can answer that definitively. Yes, it does. It was crazy. I was like, so weird that question came up today. Occasionally I get a dizzy spell. Is that low sugar levels? Probably hydration is my guess, but definitely check with your doctor because you can get dizzy spells from all kinds of things like cardiac things. And that's not stuff we should do on telehealth and or social media.
Yeah, and these medicines shouldn't cause those. And if you already had episodes of like low blood sugar, like hypoglycemia, they don't make it any more often. It still will happen. It just might you be more in tune to it, and or you're more prone to it because your levels are like somewhat more normal, lower as opposed to so before it was 200, so low level for you would be like 110, and now it's like 110, so low level is like 60. So yes, it might be a little bit different, but it should not cause these. There was someone saying that they that semaglutide is helping their food noise. Fantastic.
Yeah,
yes, some people absolutely it helps people with their food noise, even though it technically shouldn't. Hey, that's fine. It works for you that way. Great. Take with that and run. Take it.
So over on YouTube, Proverbs she said, make natural ice cream like frozen bananas. So here's the kicker. Like we all know what to do to lose weight, right? It ain't rocket surgery. Like we know what to do. Okay. We need to meditate. We need to get good sleep. We need to, hydrate ourselves well. We need to eat whole foods in as much in their natural form as possible and only in the amounts that we need to balance our activity level. And I sound condescending because that's what my primary care doctor kind of pretty much told me. I know how to do these things. I have more knowledge in this dumbass head of mine than I want, really. And some of it won't go away. The stuff that I'd like to make room for things that I need, the knowledge won't go away. We know that broccoli is healthier than brownies. The whole thing is that's not the primary driver of why we are eating. Our frontal lobe is not what's driving the bus. It is whether it's in its hormonal, and people think they have to prove, like what you said, Neil, about they have to prove that they deserve GLP-1s. Not exactly how we do our practice. Some people don't know. You know what? That is true. I guess some people don't know, but most of the time, if you have an iPhone, and I honestly can't say anyone on the planet, if you said, what's better for your body, broccoli or brownies? Now, somebody could go into a diatribe of everything in moderation. I get that, but those are people with a shit ton of knowledge. But most people know that a vegetable is healthier than candy. Really. I mean, just at its basic, right? So even if you knew some of that and started to go, now almost every question on the stupid exam is they've never tried any weight loss efforts before. I'm like, find me someone who has never given a shit. Now, a lot of those times it's a 55-year-old guy who just had a heart attack. They've never tried because they thought they were doing fine, right? And then things change. Those are the people that we would target with, okay, here's where you start. You've got to increase your protein. You've got to increase your hydration. You've got to try to get some vegetables in your diet. Try to eat a fruit once in a while, but those are the big rocks, people. And when I say big rocks, somebody asked me, what does that mean? I'm like, Big recs are the important things. You're not going to go biohacking before you're eating an apple, right? First things first. Stephen Covey style.
With Proverbs, about, an estimate for drinking water, about half of your body weight in ounces. So like 100 ounces if you're 200 pounds. I think, a lot of these things, like even like you're determining your basal metabolic rate, they're estimates. And you can kind of start there. But like, let's say 100 ounces, if I'm working outside, a 200-pound guy, and I'm working outside all day and it's 100 degrees in Houston, 100 ounces isn't enough for me. I'll probably drink 100 ounces of Gatorade in addition to a gallon of water because I'm sweating. With salt, because I'm sweating so much. And if I'm indoors and I'm really not doing much, the 100 ounces, my only activity is going to be peeing all day.
You get to walk extra to the bathroom, get a couple of steps.
So so I always like, pretty clear urine is where I aim for, and then kind of adjust it as needed. But like same with metabolic rate, I use them as guesstimates. Let's see what else was over on.
Very interested. How much? I don't. Like how much what like I don't know. Well, you know what, we don't set the prices for the meds. We'll do that. We don't set the Proverbs said, I healed my father's cancer. I'm treating his COPD all naturally through diet, just trying to help. No, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can't do this without that part. I just couldn't do it. Like I can't do Proverbs' part without help, right? Like I'm like the remedial person that I just need all the help. I need coaches. I need drugs. I need all the things.
Proverbs is at the point where like you're on the meds for a while, and then that's like she's at the goal. You're at the goal right now, Proverbs, of right? where like, a lot of people are trying to get to.
Yes, she's like who everybody wants to be. Mm-hmm. Like, oh my God, she can just have the herbal tea and that's it. It's not this drama thing in my head.
I would much rather have my like homemade ice cream and stuff like that. All right, come on, Doodle, watch out. All right.
Fuzzy head. Does it help fibromyalgia? So it does it decreases your inflammatory markers. So maybe.
Yes, I'd say yes. We have patients with fibromyalgia and it's helping theirs. They feel better.
Okay.
Less flares.
Because I haven't seen any studies on it, but anecdotally, and we've treated over I have 4,700 patients now, Neil.
Woo!
I counted the other day. Because somebody's like, well, how do you know? I'm like, cause.
I've seen it a few times.
I know. Once or twice. So, all right. So you think this will get us more likes on TikTok if I take my shirt off?
I mean, more than the sweatshirt, probably.
Well, no, that ain't happening. Except the shirt is actually crop top, so it might come up a little bit, but it was pretty funny in my head.
There was where to go.
All right, there we go.
All right, so Gen Xer is on a low dose of semaglutide for a week after being on tirzepatide. I'm having pain in my right side. Should I stop? I would see your doctor because it's hard to like with just that. Like, is this as simple as you have pain on the right side because it's I don't know if you're male or female. Is this an ovarian cyst? Is it a kidney stone that popped up? On your right side there, like if it's upper, like is it your gallbladder giving you problems? Or do you have a UTI that spread to your kidney like pyelonephritis? Like this could be literally anything. You need someone to put hands on you.
Okay, real quick. Maintenance titrating down. How will I know what's a good dose? Where you have food noise control, you're not losing any more weight, you can eat what you need to fuel your activity. I had to go up recently. But H2O Skippy, I need to pin this comment because this is big. I was talking to a friend last week about the compound issues and all that stuff. And because she doesn't follow this on the news, she's like, what's going on with compounded? I thought that was hilarious. I'm like, oh, honey, let's crawl out from under your rock and let's tell you. But she goes, I can't be off of this. It helps my drinking. Like she goes, I can't go off. It helps my drinking. I can't. And she got kind of real worried. And I told her, I said, all right, so what we need to do is make sure you have an extra $600 in $600 a month prepared in your budget if you need to switch to brand. Okay. First things first, right? Keep your health because literally that could mean life or death, right? Because we know alcohol gets you closer to liver disease faster, right? Food does it, you'll need a liver transplant eventually, but alcohol does it really much faster. And not just for that, it's quality of life, right? So yeah, this is huge for that. So I'm actually working with her to make sure she has an extra $600 in her lifestyle, to have her start making an extra $600 a month to make sure she's prepared.
So as this is a little higher up, Esmeralda is asking, do you see some people not do well on dropping pounds on tirzepatide, but do better on semaglutide? I think it's possible. Like Courtney was on a decent dose of tirzepatide, 12 and a half or something like that. And she switched and we thought we'd have to go pretty high on semaglutide, and one about kicked her ass. Like so she's like somewhere between like a half and like 1 milligram because it's so strong for her. And she had very strong nausea with it. So for you, that if that's the case, it might help you better if you switch. Like that is a possibility. Because they're all different. Everybody reacts differently to these medicines. Like we talked about earlier, like not wanting to like start at too high of a dose for someone when switching medications. I'll use a story of a friend who, when the coupon was active, we skipped because of shortages. We skipped 7.5 and we skipped 12.5. So all the way up to 15 milligrams. Never had a side effect on any of them. His coupon code stopped working. We switched to semaglutide due to cost. Like, let's start at 1 milligram. His wife does like IV hydration and was doing IV hydration and IV anti-nausea medicines to keep him hydrated because it was so strong for him. So they're, I don't know where I was going with this, but they're not the same. But yeah, everybody's a little bit different with these medications. Switch, give it a go.
Yeah. Everyone's different. H2O Skippy said it costs $10 a month. Heck yeah, ride that train. Toot toot.
Yes, the cheapest one. Because then you have other options. Let's say instead of paying $500 a month for compounded and you're getting it for $10 a month, now you can focus on your food. Do you have stuff prepared and sent to your house to make it easier for you? Yep. Do you hire someone to help personal train you a couple times a week?
What do you do to make your life better? Yeah.
Yes. Perfect. So.
Oh shoot, I missed the one I pinned. Hold on. Oh Jesus. Yeah. Oh, hold on. So Sarah asked, but I need to pin the comment just below it. Sarah asked, does it get better as the dose goes up? Yes, 100%. Amanda's busy. But she did not feel a damn thing until she hit 7.5, and then really didn't start losing until like it's been a really slow journey for her. I was lucky enough that I felt the effects right away, but guys, I still struggle because, and I got to say this, ever feel mad at yourself for not being strong enough to do it on your own? I'm mad at myself on a regular basis, which I think this is about to change. Like, I think, like it's not the Kubler-Ross stages. It's whatever those, it's kind of similar, right? I'm lamenting my old habits, but I still struggle with compulsive eating behaviors. I did one of them yesterday that I have not done in probably a decade. And I was like, where did that come from? Well, I have a big exam coming up tomorrow. Anyone surprised? And I feel very hopeless about the exam because it's a lot of information that honestly I don't care about. So, but as far as feeling weak, I do a lot of posts on that. I'm going to start posting on that more now because I love Neil's examples. Like, listen, you know what? When I go to the store, I'm going to take my car because it's a tool and I can get a lot more done if I bring the car with me instead of walking from my house to the store barefoot, uphill, both ways in the snow.
Nude, because you can't, unless you made your own clothes.
Oh, God forbid, if you need glasses, don't wear those because it's a tool for success, right? I'm going to do all the tools. I cannot do junk more. Oh God, I can't do junk food anymore. I wish. I wish. So you have to spend money. Like maybe I need to try harder. So I'm going to tell you a little story about I messed something up the other day and I was very angry at myself. My husband's like, why are you angry with yourself? You made a mistake. I'm like, cause it's what I do. I and my assistant missed something. I hired an administrative assistant to help me manage my calendar and make sure I don't miss things, right? Well, we both missed something and I beat myself up for it. Now, it's not even like critical. It's nothing. It's really a nothing. It wasn't working out the way I thought. So I was very mad at myself. So here I am spending money on this assistant and I can't even get it right with that. So you know what? You can spend all the money in the world, still not get things right. You can spend no money, but money's just energy. Money's a way of, it's currency, right? That's what it is. It's currency. It's current. It's energy. So we think, we need to save money for what? Spend it on your health, right? Because I'd rather have more days than money. Think about that. And that's an entirely different story that I'm definitely going to hit on in more lives lately because it's just been really big for me lately. They say we can only use a coupon for 5 to 6 months. Yeah, if you look on the coupon don't look at the big numbers, right? Those are big advertisement numbers. look in the black and white print. It'll tell you when the coupon expires. It usually expires the 31st of that current year. The current one that's out for Semaglutide, Tepati, both, I think both Mounjaro and Zepbound, it's 500 off. I don't, oh shoot. Now I lost it because in my head it was 600. You'll pay 600.
Yeah, they keep changing it. Ever since the whole compound thing, they were changing it, messing with it. The vials, they keep changing.
Yep. Oh yeah, if you're self-paying, you don't pay through insurance, you can get vials from Eli Lilly. Supposedly, it's not. It's kind of hard to get according to some of our patients. Sometimes they fill them, sometimes they don't. I'm like, guys, I need freaking reliable, dude. Like, I need this. It's hard enough with the meds to not do stupid shit with food. So, and I really have to change some behaviors. So yeah, just take a look on. So if you Google like Wegovy savings card, you'll see in the terms and conditions, it'll tell you what the terms and conditions are. If you have it, and this is what I like, this is what I actually dig in a lot, especially with coaching, but some with patients, is that you have to read the thing. Like, so if you have insurance and it doesn't cover, you can use the savings card. If you don't have insurance, you can't use the savings card. If you have federal insurance, you can't use the savings card. So things like that. That's in the terms and conditions. Holy shit, there's a lot of new messages.
Yes.
Still losing, but want better inflammation control. Go up or stay.
Yeah, I mean, in the studies, it looks like you get better decrease like CRP, which is an inflammatory marker, the higher the dose goes. So go up. Correct.
Yep.
This one, Aunt Shay Shay. I used to drink V8 juice because I hated the smell and taste of veggies, but doc told me to stop. The question would be why they asked you to stop that. Like, I mean, some of them have a ton of sugar that they add into them, and I know they have a lot of salt. But for me, if I was on a GLP-1, I think, and when I like have like after like sports and stuff like that, I would drink V8 juice. It's full of potassium and sodium. Perfect. So it's hard to say why he's telling you that. I don't have a problem with V8 juice. And if you're not going to get any vegetables, I'd rather you drink. And they make like low sugar ones, which is probably what I would go for. They don't taste as good, but you still get all that nutrients.
Right. They don't taste as good. You got to chug them, but that's not the point.
It's still better than eating, like, you know, if you hate vegetables, like eating broccoli and torturing yourself with that.
Oh, because my stomach produces too much acid. Like, you have reflux? So if you can't handle spicy food, I guess. I don't know. Do you get reflux when you drink V8? If so, I would stop because I hate reflux and I've had it since I was 10. That'd be a little bit more dig in. So somebody asked who we are with. Mazzola, I want to not forget Mazzola's question, but who we are with. We are with a company called AMS, Active Medical Solutions. You can go to amstelehealth.com, and I can't put that in. This is so funny. So here, because I took my sweatshirt off, it's amstelehealth.com. So yeah, please, thanks for the likes, guys. It helps out because then we can help more people. But our states are on there. If you want help and you're not in those states, you can go to drmocoaching.com. This is only part of my coaching. It is the GLP-1 part. I have a lot of other shit. Hold on. If we have insurance, but they won't pay, Lilly won't let use the coupon. Why? Oh no, that's federal law. You cannot use a savings card without commercial insurance. It's the law. I don't know why the fuck that is. Yeah, come back. We're usually here on Tuesdays though, but shit, we're kind of kicking ass on a Monday, so we'll figure it out. I'm like,
people don't want to work. They're like, I'm at work. I don't want to work.
Maybe Monday's better because people don't want to work. I don't know. So yeah, maybe we'll. Oh, and Shay, this is what we do. We do this once a week. We are here once a week. I'm actually on this 100-day live thing that I fucking committed to. Thank you, Dan. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe we should go. I don't know. We'll think about it. We'll talk about it amongst ourselves, depending on what Neil's schedule is, because we'll see what he wants to do. So yeah, we're getting a lot of engagement. We can't give you work notes, but hey, we can make it more fun.
Mazzola is saying she lost 25 pounds since July, week 3 on 7.5 tirzepatide, and then diabetic, exercising, calorie deficit. Should I be concerned I haven't lost more? What was that July, August, September, 4 months? 25 pounds? No, that's incredible. That's 6 pounds a month. Depending on when you started in July, that's like 6 pounds a month. No, that's perfect. I'm proud of you. That's awesome. Calorie deficit, exercise, you're doing all the right things. So keep it up.
Yep. Beth, go live 2 days a week, please. I definitely will. I'll be doing a public live. Sorry, I just need to make sure before I pour the rest of my LaCroix in that I finish the coffee that's in the cup. That's gross. Okay. Yeah, through the end of the year, I'll be going live every day. If I do have family days or I'm on vacation, it will just be a quickie, probably story live on Instagram, because like literally, oh puppy, because when we get on here, this shit happens and I'm on here for like an hour. So I love going live. I could do it all day, every day. It just doesn't.
Coffee's okay to drink? Absolutely. Now, that caveat said, careful what else you're putting in it, so you're not cranking up your calories. And or does coffee bother your stomach?
Black.
Yeah, like airplane reference. We might get in trouble there. I don't know. But yeah, if coffee, some people, coffee bothers their stomach while they're on the medication. So I would see how you do with it. Other than that, just kind of watch what you're putting in it, so you don't like accidentally drink your caloric deficit for the week in one drink.
Cardenas is black only. Yeah,
there you go. Absolutely go for it.
Yippers. Yeah, it helps with dementia prevention. Certainly helps with fat loss. It's the best studied ergogenic aid, especially that's legal out there. Hold on, 50 pounds in a month. Hold on. Where did I
think that's probably 2023. Yeah, okay, there it is, 2023. So 50 pounds since last year. How to decide when to switch to maintenance? When you're at your goal or you feel comfortable there, and everybody's goal is different. Someone's goal might be a BMI of 27. They're happy there. They like, I'll be too skinny if I lose any more weight. Some might be just they want to get out of that overweight category of 20, down below 25. So it's wherever you feel comfortable is where I would start to switch to maintenance. And then I would, stay on that maintenance dose and stay at that weight for a couple months before you decide you're going to come off, if that's what you want to do. But yeah, once you get there, you decide, start to lower that dose.
Okay. You're only as sick as your secret. So I'm going to give you a different maintenance perspective. My goal weight was 123 because that's where I thought I would be most comfortable. I'm actually more comfortable around, this isn't the sick as your secrets part. I'm getting there. I'm actually more comfortable around 117 or so. And you're like, and right now I'm at 120. And you're like, yeah, but still great. You know what's not great? The behaviors that keep me at 120. I ate food out of the garbage can yesterday on fucking 7.5.
What was it though?
It was a cinnamon roll.
Did it touch anything else?
No, it was in a plastic bag. I like that, Neil. You're like, you're not a horrible person.
Depends on what it was.
Was it good enough to get out? Yeah, it was.
Was it the frosting at the back of the cake that the kid threw away? Like, maybe,
I know, but but seriously, I have not done that in we've all done it. But I get that, guys, but I've been in 12-step for 22 fucking years. Come on. When does this stop? Well, you know when it stops? When I give it up. And I have to be willing. So anyhow, I wasn't going to tell anybody. I'm like, I'm not telling my sponsor. I'm not telling anybody. So instead, I did. And yes, it was really good. But it also gave me wicked heartburn, 3:00 in the morning.
So it wasn't that good of a syndrome.
No, it wasn't. So I didn't have cravings for the longest time at the beginning. I could easily bypass all this stuff. I've been at goal for about a year and a half, and I seem to be solidifying some neural pathways that are still there. They're small, and I certainly don't do it as often, and I don't do it to the extent. Should have poured liquid on it. I didn't know it was in there. I didn't throw it out. And when I saw it, I was like, oh, I know. Yeah, I know the dishwashing detergent, or the dishwashing liquid. Yeah, I didn't know it was in there. Morning, Linda. Yeah, I didn't know it was in there. But when I did know it was in there, I knew it was in there. So yeah, I know all the strategies. Again, it's like all the knowledge in the world doesn't help when your brainstem starts driving that damn bus.
You know what you're supposed to, even if it's already made on the table, like, oh, grilled chicken and some broccoli and whatever. That looks good, baked potato. But there's also chocolate cake next to it. Which one do you really want?
I want the chocolate cake.
You want the chocolate cake?
I am on the metamina. I am. And I went up because my cravings started flipping out.
Linda, try to show up on time next time, please.
Linda, get your act together.
All right, so there was a good one up top from Hope F49. Sorry. Frustrated, doctor decreased 15 milligrams of Zepbound to 12.5 due to nausea and Zofran 3 times a day, not every day. 3 boxes of 15 in the fridge. So I think the first thing to do is to figure out why you're so nauseated. I kind of agree with your doc. I don't think you should have to do Zofran 3 times a day every day. Now, maybe the first day after the, or first or second day after the dose, like more Zofran, and then the rest of the week, nothing. But I think if you're that nauseated at 15, I would probably want you to decrease as well. And, or we need to look at other things that are causing you to be this nauseated. Is it something you're eating? Is it a supplement you're taking? Is it the amount of food you're eating?
Don't forget hydration, because if you're not hydrated with electrolytes, I get real nauseated.
So I would look at that first and try to make those adjustments. And I would, or I would make those adjustments. And then next month, go back to your doctor and say, hey, so I changed these things. I'm like, appetites, I have 0 nausea. My appetite's kind of getting back. Can we go back up and try it for a month? I looked at my diet. I did a food diary. I saw that, I was eating a lot of broccoli, and that was making me really sick. So I've changed broccoli, and now I'm eating spinach, and I'm doing really good. So that's what I would do. And that's my guess is why you're so nauseated. It has nothing it's a combination of the medication and something else you're doing.
Yeah, Elsu said I'm on 12.5 TERS, and by the way, that's milligrams, not units. Well, I don't know. That was an assumption on my part. I battle nausea, daily vomiting a couple times. Zofran is no help. No. So vomiting is never an acceptable side effect in our practice, ever. We would take a look at your food, what you are eating, and if the dose is too high. Do you still have food noise at 12.5? Can you go down? What are we looking at? Or are you just eating too much? Because some people, when they start taking this, think they have to keep eating a lot. And you just chill. You have food noise. Okay. All right. I would honestly start with eating half of what you think you should eat. Keep whole foods, but eat little bits.
Yep.
Eat little bits and just see what's going on. Someone said if you're not losing, you're probably consuming a lot of artificial sweeteners or flavor. Actually, that's false. The studies have proven that is false, no matter how you slice it. What you're probably doing is eating too many calories. You're probably forcing yourself to eat because the dietitian or nutritionist told you, or your doctor told you to eat 1,500 calories a day to lose weight. Because honestly, that's what we are taught in the medical books. I am not kidding. So, which I just am trying to study for this dumb exam that's telling me information that I know is 100% incorrect. Which is so frustrating to me. So yeah, just really work with your provider on what you need, like where. Sorry, my nausea just hit me. I'm like, whoo, and I'm like the green emoji face. Can somebody? I don't even know how to do this on TikTok, but I need like the green emoji face. Is diet soda bad for you? It's better than regular soda. The person with pancreatitis. That's a discussion with your provider. Because it all depends on why you had pancreatitis. We've had 4 people have pancreatitis out of 4,700 patients, and all of them, it was caused by alcoholic pancreatitis. So
we had one gallbladder pancreatitis too.
We did have one gallbladder.
Yeah, we had that 5th one. Yep. She neglected.
Oh, that's one they didn't tell us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, yeah. Don't lie to your provider. Okay, thanks. My MD told me to speak to a dietitian. Oh, good job, because we don't know shit. Now, I've studied nutrition. I'm a certified nutritionist. Neil's a nutritionist. I've studied nutrition for, I don't know, Neil, between the two of us, we probably got 50 years at least.
Yeah, my degree's in dietetics. So,
yeah. I mean, it's like, yeah, between the two of us, we got a lot. Okay, hold on. So 1,500 calories for weight loss is too many calories. It was for me. Okay, I'm not going to give you medical advice here, but it was way too much for me. So many times over the years, I'm like, I was religious, doing 1,500 calories, like when I could stick to a diet, right? That ship has sailed. That shit has sailed. But for some people, and I started at 168 or 9. It's 168, I guess, 169. And 1,500 was too many calories for me. My BMI was 29.5. And it was too many calories for me because I needed to use the ones that were already stored in my body. Dr. Susan, you are amazing. But yeah, so as far as speaking to a dietitian, again, some are good, some are bad, right? Some doctors, some Docs are bad, you know?
She just asked, what's the difference between a dietitian and a nutritionist? A nutritionist is pretty much anybody who wants to tell you about nutrition. A dietitian is someone who has a degree and has taken basically a test and is a registered or licensed dietitian, depending on the state. Some state
good dietitians.
There are.
And good nutritionists.
Correct. So it kind of depends on where you're at. Like for me, I mean, I have a lot of knowledge, but like even like if I would tell my family, like if you're starting one of these medications, I don't think you need to see a nutritionist or dietitian or anything yet. You know, let's focus on the protein first, and you know we'll add stuff later. So like let's say we're really struggling, I can't help you, or I don't want to coach my personal family member because they're not going to listen to me anyway. I'd send them to a dietitian or a nutritionist. It kind of depends, you know, on what their goals were. But I would start with like just basic stuff in the beginning, big rocks, protein, hydration, stop that.
Yeah. Mitigate your stress if you can, you know, that kind of thing.
Get your rest, hydrate, like hit all the big boxes first.
Take a walk around the block. You know, what do you suggest for those people who are on it to maintain but are losing coverage? So if you don't have coverage for it, you can self-pay through Eli Lilly, or you can pay with the savings card, which will probably be about $600 a month. If you need to find ways to do that and to shift your mindset into that, it's part of what I do in my coaching. It's one of my favorite things to do. But not everybody's ready for that, to be honest. So what did somebody say to me last week? Sell plasma for that shit. I thought that was hilarious. Compounded, you know, may still be available by then if it's not in shortage. So, I mean, really, you have the same options as everybody else, right? So you had coverage, and then you're not going to have coverage. So you either need to create more money in your life to pay for it. You need to I wouldn't pay full price because the savings card's out there. And then if you are going to, and if you're like, well, yeah, but I need 15 milligrams. That's tough because it's fine if you have commercial insurance, because then the savings card will work. But if Eli Lilly vials only goes to 5 milligram dosing. So then you'd have to talk to your provider about, hey, can I go to 5 milligrams and maybe do another medication? Not stacking GLP1s. That is never a thing that we do in our practice. Ever. That's how people die. Do we do private Zooms? I do have insurance. Terry, yeah, we do. So we have a patient safe live, call it happy hour. It's on Wednesdays. Our patients have private Zooms. We do individual Zoom calls as well with our patients, but most of our healthcare is actually asynchronous. So you can text us like all day, every day if you felt like it, which I think is pretty fucking cool myself. Yeah. Which is why we do it. What about people scared of getting an ED midway through treatment? Like you're scared of getting too skinny, and like, because this is a very valid concern. Because remember, I'm a binger and a restrictor. If you don't know me, hang out with me for a while. You'll hear my fucking story. Sorry. I have to stay in the middle, right? I have guardrails that I have to stay between because I'm a binger and a restrictor because I love restricting. I just couldn't do it anymore. So I have to really be careful to not use this drug to restrict too far because that's a high for me as well. So in the literature and the board certifications, all the board certifications in the world will not help you deal with that as a provider or a patient. You've got to be a human being. You've got to learn to show up where people are. And if it gets, we don't treat eating disorders at AMS. You know, at AMS, we treat disordered eating patterns, right? Because listen, if we didn't have a disordered eating pattern, thank you for the heart. I love that. If we didn't have a disordered eating pattern, we wouldn't have stored an extra 50, 100, 150, 200, 300 pounds. 10, right? You don't just, anyway, that's another story. So if I had someone that I was like, shit, I think this person, and we've discussed this, we'll get in our little provider group and be like, dude, I think this person's dangerous. Like, let's get them out. Let's get them to, we'll tell them, you need to seek care in person. This is important. You know, so we don't treat things that we don't feel safe treating. But yeah, I am Terry. Go to amstelehealth.com and look for our states. See if you're in our states. If we're not in our states, you can go to drmocoaching.com. And Amelia, 250 pounds down in 2 years, 100 of those thanks to GLP-1. My life has changed. Yep. So lipo C and B, what do you think?
I think they can be good add-ons for things. Some people swear by them. Some people take them and it's like their life changed. Like they have so much energy, feel so great. Other people take them and they're like, it's nothing. So I think it's worth trying once if you really want to. It's not going to hurt you as long as you're not like there's not allergy to something in there. But same thing. Focus on the big rocks, but they can always be add-ons. Or some people just want to try them.
Yep.
Go for it.
Yep.
Especially if you're not scared of shots, take another shot.
What do I mean by stacking? What I mean by stacking is we would add another. Yeah, stacking. Technically, what people will do is take like semaglutide and tirzepatide. That is a hard effing no. But we can add metformin. We can add low dose naltrexone if your conditions allow it. Blah blah blah. But that's a medical care thing. But you can ask your doctor, hey, I can only afford 5 milligrams from Eli Lilly Direct. Can we maybe try some metformin to help me with the metabolic repair behind that? 5 takes my food noise, but I'm still needing to lose more weight. I am so nauseated today. I'm like, whew, there it is. So somebody said Medicare Advantage paid for Ozempic. My dad's Medicare did pay for Ozempic, but with the donut hole problem, it was $900 a quarter by the end of the year. It was cheaper for him to go compounded. So.
Oh, someone asked, do you think the price will drop on Zepbound? It's going to be a while, I think. I think they'll make some adjustments with tiering the doses, like they're doing with like the vials. But I don't know how much they're going to drop it. I think overall it's still going to be expensive. I mean, generic liraglutide's like $300 a month. That's not cheap, and it's not even close to how great these other Zepbound and semaglutide are.
Yep. I mean, if you're going to pay $300 or $400 for liraglutide generic, I would rather pay. I'll find the $300 and pay tirzepatide brand. I mean, I've already revamped my budget to include it if compounding goes away, because that's what that's what I help people think ahead with, right? And I'm looking at, all right, how can I do this? So my stomach has felt so empty these past 2 days, despite getting in my meals. It's been weird. Yeah, some days are like that. If you're on stress is usually the biggest culprit for me. Because when I'm stressed, I shouldn't say that, Neil, because when I'm stressed, what happens? I don't do the protein in the morning. I have not done my smoothie yet today, by the way.
Your cortisol goes up, so it makes it near impossible to lose weight, and it causes other problems with, making you want to, like, stress hormones, making you want to eat, fight or flight. So eat garbage out of the garbage can. Let's hit this one. Anima 14. What do you suggest is a normal calorie intake for weight loss? I've been on 1,400 calories and not lost, but I'm not losing anymore. So couple things. I would, if you're tracking stuff, I would make sure everything's accurate. Like you're weighing and measuring, and I'm like, yeah, it's about a half pound, like a half cup of potatoes, when it's like 1.5. So that would be my first thing, is making sure you're actually getting 1,400 calories. And if you are getting 1,400 calories, and you're not losing, it's because you're eating too many calories. As you've lost weight, you don't need to support the same amount of weight, so your base metabolic rate goes down. So you're going to need to decrease those calories. And I typically would start someone like, maybe 250 a day less. If you're already at 1,400, I might drop you to like 1,200 and see how you do. But first thing first, I would make sure that is an accurate 1,400. Because 1,200 calories is still, I guess it depends on your size, not that many calories.
No, but it might be too high to lose weight, though.
Correct. Because depending on how much adipose you have, like you have a whole bunch of energy strapped to your body.
Right? I got a fuel tank from hell, man. Rocket fuel. I did. I don't anymore. I have some. I was just prescribed Ozempic and I take metformin. Are they bad to take together? I take tirzepatide and metformin together, mostly because I can tolerate it now, number one, and because I have abused the shit out of my body for a lot of years. So, period. I gotta do everything I can to repair. And I'm actually going to start attacking my elevated cholesterol through diet now. So I think I'm ready to make some changes. Weeks when I have my period, I never see a loss. It's so frustrating. Yeah, welcome to having a uterus. Sucks, huh? Well, the thing is, I don't have a uterus, and I still go ups and downs. And I actually bought a tracker for like a symptom tracker, because period trackers don't work when you don't bleed, right? And I still have my ovaries, so who the fuck knows? I don't know. So I'm actually going to start tracking symptoms, because I don't know how else to do it. What's it called? Bearable, BEAR. It's a cute little bear, but it has like, you can put whatever you want in there. So I was like, I was asking the gurus, with like Stacey Sims and stuff. Back a couple years ago when I had my hysterectomy, I said, what do you do for people who don't have a uterus and need to track stuff? And they're like, well, we don't really know. I'm like, that's not helpful. Some of us don't have the organ. Like, I can't. I'm like, if you're going to be an expert, be an expert. Thank you. But anyhow, so yeah, I feel you. Oh, well, that's cool. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. Danny said she sees the Maryland. Do you know of any other good reputable telehealth agencies? Yes. Go to, so speaking of Nicole, you will not forget this. Go to whereisnicole.com, spelled just like your name. And Nikki will take care of you. I actually sent a patient to Nikki. She's in my coaching and has Nikki as a provider. So, because I do a lot more coaching than Nikki does. So if you're a patient at AMS Telehealth, you do get a discount on my coaching, which is pretty fucking awesome in my own opinion. But I think it's actually the same price now as Nikki plus my coaching, because we're a little higher. So yeah, go whereisnicole.com. Tell her I sent you. Doesn't get you a discount. It just makes her know that you're coming from me. Because it's so hard to do discounts. It's so hard to do one-time discounts. I know Mochi does them like left and right, but they're also a lot bigger than we are, and we are not the Walmart of healthcare. I didn't mean for that to come out the way it did. I'm losing weight is very slow. Yeah, for a lot of people it is. But you know what though? Here's the cool part. You're still losing. I mean, it's like, and I know with my whole story that I just shared, I know Neil's thinking, yeah, but you didn't do this in 10 years. It's a big fucking deal. Like you're not going to do it again either.
Well, think about it this way. Like, let's say you lost 20 pounds. How many times have you put that on and lost it? Like 5 years ago, how many times did you put the 20 pounds, take it off, put it on, take it off, put it on?
Thousands of pounds.
Yeah.
Thousands.
But this time it's off. And let's say you have a little bad week, hormone stress, whatever, and you put a couple back on, it comes back off with relative ease, like you refocus, and you didn't destroy everything like you would in the past. You're like, okay, well, I just screwed up my diet. Screw it. I'm off it. And then you feel bad for a while, eat like crap, put on 25 pounds. And then you're like, okay, I got to go back on the diet. And it's just this endless cycle, which at least now it's so much more doable. You're like, no, I took off 25 pounds. It was somewhat easy. I can do this again on the meds.
Yeah. And that's just it. Armando, welcome to the club. I lost the majority on 2.5. The higher doses have been much slower. At the very end, when I was going from like 130 to 125, it was like excruciatingly slow. And I was like, I'm stalled. That's why I like data, because I was looking and like, nope, you're not stalled. It's just a real flat curve. Hard to say everything here because of the limit. Yeah, it is. Sorry. I don't know if I should continue taking the medication. Unless it's, hold on. I've been nauseous for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Hold on. I got to read up from Elsie because she needs help for real. Hold on. The answer is yes. The answer is, so we have never had a patient that came to us and said, hey, can you help me through these side effects, that we were not able to mitigate the side effects? Maybe one. I would say 1 or 2.
Yeah, it might be having to move to like compounded so you can split the dose. If you're that nauseous, let's say we're at the lowest dose of 2.5 or whatever med we're on, and we just need to split it. Like I had a lady, I just messaged again this morning, who like the lowest dose was too much for her. She's like, I'm gonna quit. I can't do this. And I'm like, let's try splitting your dose. So she doesn't have the same appetite control a week. So it's pretty good, but she doesn't have the side effects. So we're continuing. So we made it another month. We'll make other adjustments if we have to. And if we have to go up in weird doses because we're on compounded, so we'll do it. But we'll keep her on the meds and we'll eventually get her going. Or we are going. We're losing.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, we find solutions, active medical solutions, we find solutions for people. Like, the one that 2.5 was too high. I mean, it landed her in the ER 3 times. Now, it was partially her diet plus that, but she didn't have we didn't have the mental, we weren't there yet to coaching wise to get her to the place where she could change her diet. So we had to back her down on the meds because she had terrible food noise and this and that and the other thing. So got a bit lightheaded, ate some graham crackers, and then it fixed it. If you don't have the numbers to show it was low blood sugar, we don't know if it was or not, honestly, because we've got lots of people say, I swear to God, I mean, even in the ER, you know, I swear I'm hypoglycemic. It's 250. You ain't.
Yeah. Grab a cheap monitor from Amazon or wherever with the strips and check it next time you feel that way and kind of get yourself some data. It's hard to say.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you feel better after eating something. Sometimes it's not so necessarily low blood sugar like hypoglycemia. It's just like lower than it should be for you and you just feel tired. So a lot of times that will help. Elsu, who is having problems with the side effect, is on compounded. Yeah, I typically, my patient, I would split their dose in half. So instead of, let's say you're on, we'll just call it 20 units. I don't know what yours is. I would take 10 units on Monday, and like Thursday, I would take the other 10 units to get your total dose for the week and see if that helps.
Okay, so Elsu said, I'm not the type of person to ever get side effects from medication or vaccine, so I'm really thrown. Listen to this. We had a patient once who said, oh, I never get side effects from medication. Can I start on 5? Somehow she slipped through our cracks. I mean, we have a system of checks and balances from hell. I have no idea how she's one person in 4,700, and it still pisses me off. She slipped through the cracks. We started on 5. Guess what? Who ended up in the ER because she was puking her guts up because these medications are different than almost anything else you've ever taken. Obviously, since they also give us success like we've never had. So they're very different. It's just, and you know, if you're our patient, I'd say, you know what, you just got to trust us because we've done this a lot. We know how to get success for people.
Well, just in the beginning, there were some doctors that were like, oh, you're really fat. Let's start you on the highest dose.
Oh,
that's not how these work. Don't do that.
Oh my God. Oh, you're a 6'4", 400-pound dude. Let's start high.
Yeah.
Please God, let this person be someone that's not going to get side effects. Because some people never get side effects.
Yeah.
My dad has no effect from the med except for weight loss. Like appropriate weight loss, super slow weight loss, ridiculously slow weight loss. 0.5 pound a week. So my dad loses. Like that's it. Ridiculously slow. Over time, he's down 60 pounds, right? So yeah, it's super different. Losing hair, what do you suggest? Thyme, protein, and collagen. Yep.
Yeah, but when you get done with the weight loss and you start eating a little bit better, like the hair will come back.
Unless you're Neil and go to watch Dr. him, and we don't know what the hell happened.
All 4 hairs left up there.
All 4 hairs. How often should I eat? Not very hungry. Thought 3 meals would be enough. How often should you eat?
It depends. I would like it, you know, this is, if you're not eating at all and you're like, I'm just dropping weight, I'm never eating, this is where I would track it and not anything major, just write down like, okay, I had a protein shake and it was about 300 calories and 26 grams of protein. And I would make sure you're getting your protein in. And then that's where, yeah, I would try to, you know, if you're in the beginning, I wouldn't worry about it. First couple weeks, don't worry about it. Later on, you're on month 4, you really have to get calories in, like otherwise you can lose all your muscle. So that's where I would really make sure you're getting enough calories that you're still losing weight and you're making sure you're getting your protein. And if that's 5 times a day because you can only eat a very small amount, like 5 times a day you drink half a protein shake and then have a small dinner, that's fine. Oh boy.
Yeah, I lost 20 between 7.5 and 10, then hit a stall. Yeah, the stalls are rough, man.
Focus on your protein.
Yeah,
that's where I would start. Hit your protein goal. Women 100, men 150 grams a day. If you're hungry after that and you can't go up for whatever reason, focus on whole foods. They make you stay fuller longer. They take time to chew, so your body, you know, gets fuller faster. That's where I would go.
My favorite collagen is SR collagen. Amazon Subscribe and Save. It dissolves the best in my coffee in the morning. So I ruin my first cup of coffee with it and then carry on. So every morning, I'll give you my little routine here. I do AG1 in the morning because I like to poop. And not all the time. Let me send this up to the heavens here. I just appreciate normal poops, you know. and I'm prone to constipation. So on these medications, this helps me. So I do AG1. My hair is better. My nails are better. My guts are better. And then I chug that shit like it's college, man. Because I don't like it particularly. And then I do my first cup of coffee, which is a little off because of the collagen. And then I start my day. My second meal of the day now is my Spango smoothie, unless I'm doing like a breakfast with like somebody for their birthday the other day, in which we split a Starbucks protein box. But probably 6 days a week, I do my Spango smoothie, which is a vanilla premier protein with a shit ton of spinach in my Vitamix and a handful of mango, hence the Spango. Did he just say we can have low calories in the beginning and it's okay? Yes, fatty to batty Veronica. I love that. I'm going to pin this just because I like your name. Yes.
In the beginning, it's really hard to get calories in sometimes. And that's okay because, I would try to focus on getting my protein those days because you have body fat, which is why you're on this, which is energy. So, you're going to burn that off instead. Ideally, yes, balanced diet, moderation, but in the beginning, it's just the focus to see how the medication works, let it start doing its thing, and you figuring the medication out while it figures out you.
What do I drink in the morning? AG1. And I do chug like it's college, man. It's a little different.
There was one, Crystal Newman. My insurance won't cover unless I titrate according to manufacturer recommendations. I start 5 today, but
Great.
It doesn't sound like you're ready.
Fucking hospital because, sorry.
So, what do you think in this situation? Like, for me, if that was me, I would probably stretch out the dose a little bit. I'm like, okay, well, I'm not really ready, so I'll wait like 8-9 days before I take it. That'd be option one, depending on finances. Option two would be like, I'm just gonna store it in the fridge until I'm ready for it. I'd find either talk to my doctor or find a provider that does compounded, and I would use compounded until I'm ready. Unfortunately, it sucks that you're stuck there.
Yeah, but if insurance is paying for it, I think I think that's perfect. Okay, Neil's answer was 1,000% better than mine. I was just bitchy. Not that anyone's surprised if you know me at all. Neil thinks before he speaks. That
not always.
Neil and I have been friends for a long ass time. Yeah. So you work within the system, right? Be grateful that insurance does bedside manner. I know, right? It's funny. I'm actually like this with patients in person too. I don't sugarcoat stuff, and I usually have to like either verbally or actually backspace. So and at home, funny that. I'm getting better though. But yes, so I be grateful, that insurance covers it, work within the system for sure. I would do that.
Can you hear me?
And yeah, now we can.
Okay. I was just going to say, I can't see her comment, but if 2.5, Mo is a very early responder. I am not. So I went up to 5 and I still couldn't feel it. Not everybody, yes, it's annoying to have to follow the insurance recommendations. I especially am annoyed with the 7.5 to 10 jump because we have a lot of people.
Oh, we lost her. But no. Yeah, no, her comment is she's not ready. She doesn't need to go up yet, which is why it sucks. Otherwise, I'd be like, oh, great, sweet, let's move up.
Right.
She's not ready yet, which is unfortunate. Someone else asked, AG1 is like a greens supplement. Amazon, I think they have their own website. I'm sure you can get a great deal there too. Corrine Ledesma, is there such a thing as getting too much protein? Yesterday I got 200 grams. Corrine, I think it could be a male or female. That's a lot of protein. In the studies, it doesn't look like there's any problems with high doses of proteins unless you have a medical condition that makes it so you can't do that, like kidney issues. So for myself, I usually aim for at least 1 to 1.5 per pound of body weight. So 200 to 300 is where I'm at every day. My kidney function is just fine. But yeah, depending, I guess it also depends on, that's a lot of protein.
I was going to say, here's the problem though.
That's a lot of protein.
800 calories from protein alone. You're also having carbs and fat with it. Probably. I don't think you're just drinking protein all day. So you're gonna have to watch your caloric. It'll push your caloric intake up really high. So we do forward-facing protein, right? But eat a vegetable and stuff. A couple fruits in there.
I'm trying to think what else I do with that. Yeah, And are you eating 200 grams of protein because you're eating like shakes all day or protein bars? Like, because if you're hungry and you're doing that, I would probably do some whole foods. One, it's probably gonna be a little less expensive, and you may not need to eat as many calories, and you'll get way more like micronutrients while you're doing it.
Yeah.
Than just whatever they decided to put in that little bottle, you know?
Right. Veronica said she's on week 4, hasn't lost any weight. Some people don't feel anything in the beginning, like
They
nothing,
don't.
like zero, zilcho, nothing. And they're like, I'm going to stop. Don't stop, because some people, their dose is 5, 7.5. Like I said, like the woman that is the good friend, her mom, and I actually took over, we took over her care from her doctor because we got her up to 15. She was on Rybelsus. And glipizide and all the, I'm like, guys, you're going to make her hypoglycemic and still not achieve good diabetes control. Like, don't be stupid. All right. So we switched her over, and Manjaro was covered. So we switched her over to Manjaro, got her off all the other diabetic drugs, because you shouldn't be on both of those, got her sugars under control. It took her 3 months on 15 to lose a damn pound. So it took us like 8 months to get her like dialed in, and she didn't quit. She's happy as a clam. Week 12, I've gained 3 pounds. So I understand the last comment. I'm also frustrated. Okay, good. So if you have appetite suppression and food noise is down, make sure you're not forcing yourself to eat. Okay. Like my frontal lobe will force me to eat when I'm not hungry. And that's my brain. It could be because, a dietitian told you to do so. It could be because, you did a calculator and you think you're supposed to be eating more. Just allow yourself to not eat. I'm saying this to myself. If you're not hungry, don't eat.
Armando's got it. Like, yeah, not all weeks are losses. Some the same, some with the gain. Don't worry. Absolutely. It's not this perfect straight line like it should be, like on paper. The body is not static. It is very everything changes constantly, stress levels, everything you're doing, like how much activity you have for the day. So it's going to be all over the place. At the end of the day, when you look from today and you look 6 months in the future, you want to be down.
Yep. Yeah. And people are asking with calories, and everyone's real focused on numbers. Your number is going to have to be way lower than you think in the beginning. It just is, because you really need to tell your body it's okay to burn the fat I've stored. There's no way around it. So it's hard. So, Karina said I had a steak and fish, 1 shake, and yogurt.
So all protein.
Yeah, it's pretty much all protein.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little diversity, I guess. Like, you don't need that much protein. Can having a lot of powders like protein and collagen have consequences like stones or other problems? Really, the stones is a lot of dehydration. So I would, but if you're having a lot of shakes, you're probably not going to be terribly dehydrated. No, protein doesn't cause stones. Certain drugs cause stones. Being familially predisposed causes stones.
They suck.
Yeah, meals get stones.
Yeah. Paradise is I'm on week 0.5 now, still no food suppression. I do eat less and feel full with less eating. So not everybody's going to feel this like sledgehammer feeling of appetite suppression. Like it might just be they're eating a little bit less. So I don't see anything above. Like just give it time to work, and it is possible you just need to go up a little bit more to get really good suppression and see the losses. But if you're losing even slowly at 0.5, and that's great.
Let's see.
Low cal downsizing with Danny. Low cal high protein seems to work. Yeah, for most people it's just easier because I really think for a lot of people once they start getting into foods that are combined like fat and carbohydrates that taste delicious, they can overeat those even while on these drugs. I think protein works really well because you feel full and you're kind of done. Versus like, yeah, I'm full on this pie, but I can eat this whole damn pie. I'm gonna be sick later, but it still tastes really good. I think it's just hitting different receptors for your body. So I do like high protein, and at the end of the day, you want to make sure you get your protein in. And if you have room, then you can have other stuff.
Yeah, agreed. Dry skin. I would focus on hydration with electrolytes and protein because I get it too. And I never connected it to the drug really, but so thanks for that. I never really connected it. Yeah, a lot of, but that's also fat, right? You have to make sure you're getting enough fat in your diet because when we start this medication, a lot of us food intake drops way low. So, make sure your fat's still 20% of your calories or whatever, We don't really focus on that a whole heck of a lot, but if your skin is super dry, take a look at your macros and see what you're eating, play with them a little bit, but again, go protein forward, just, throw some avocado in there if you can, that sort of thing.
Downside with Danny had a slice of pizza for the first time in 5 months.
Hold on, sorry. Veronica just said, "Oh man, everybody's telling me to eat more." What the mother? And I get it because they're like, "You're going to go into starvation mode." No, I'm going to burn the fat off my ass. God, come back here. Listen to people who know what they're talking about. Sorry. You hit the button. I got a big red easy button right here.
No worries. But yeah, like that, Downside with Danny had a piece of pizza for the first time in 5 months. Fantastic. You're allowed to eat whatever you want. I think we had a patient, my doctor told me I'm never allowed to eat chocolate again. No. Then you're never going to stick to that diet. 5 months, and I bet that pizza it probably wasn't even as good as you remember. I'll be honest. I mean, when I've come off like diets, I'm like, it wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. I hope it was though.
Right.
Let's see.
This pharmacy is kind of weird.
Pharmanique or whatever it was.
Yeah, I think. Okay, so they have their own service. Better ingredients than Mounjaro and Zepbound. Wow, talk about being fucking ballsy. Sorry.
Well, now when they get their cease and desist, no, we're better than you.
Wow. They made the damn drug. They did all the research behind this drug. Do not poo-poo these companies. They worked really hard to produce these, guys. I'm not saying, they can.
Please tell me they added glycine. We added glycine, though, so it's better. I am seeing that now, that they're lowering the dose of some of the other ones. So instead of like 15 milligrams of tirzepatide, you're getting like 13.5 with glycine because glycine makes it work better. So you can have less meds. And I'm like, okay. I don't think so.
Pharmanique's not a pharmacy.
Oh,
Pharmanique is pharmacy services. They are a 503A compounding pharmacy, and they can't. But they're partnered with various 503A and 503B pharmacies to provide their GLP1 products. So you don't know where they're coming from. So I will not be. So sometimes when people get on here and they say, "Hey, what about this pharmacy?" I will contact our pharmacy team in AMS and say, "Hey, listen, get us an account here. I like them." That's not one I will be getting an account through. Your choice, right? And because they have their own built-in healthcare providers, but I have to say they've got a really slick model. Because they're running it all through a CRM. It's like literally a drive-through. So it's a nice slick model. It's just not the way I want to do healthcare.
So someone was talking about they're just about to start Zepbound on Saturday. Any tips? So the biggest tips, like if I tell patients, and even if I wish I could tell myself in the beginning, is before. So you're taking it soon. Go get stocked up. So go to the store, whatever one, pick up some protein shakes, some hydration drinks, some Greek yogurt, some little snacks. Like you're going to eat really small portions in the beginning, but start like trying these things, like hydration drink, because the biggest thing, like for me, was hydration. I got headaches. I wasn't drinking because I wasn't eating and I just had no appetite. The biggest thing was to making sure I stay hydrated. So get yourself a nice bottle that you're going to drink out of, or just plan a method that you're going to make sure you get hydrated, and try those electrolyte drinks. The best one, in my opinion, is the one that you actually will drink. Yeah. So if you won't drink it because it tastes like crap, it's worthless to you. So it doesn't matter if it's the best one on the market, Liquid IV or whatever. If it tastes like seawater like it does me, it's not great. So whether it's Body Armor Light, Gatorade Zero, Pedialyte, it doesn't matter. Find one that you like. And then same with protein shakes. Find stuff like, that you like. Give them a try. And then don't be nervous.
I got to go.
It's that time again.
I know. But we've been live for 90 minutes, Neil. We might need to switch to Mondays. We'll give this.
I'm sorry, everyone I talked to.
No, Jesus Christ. Between two of us, we're screwed. Don't get Crystal Light shamed. It's fine. You know what? Can shame what they want. It's just
if you
shame me for something.
If it tastes really good for you, a lot of times you can just add a little bit of salt to it and you're good to go.
Yeah, and I'm going live every day. for now. Sometimes it's just a little story on Instagram. So go follow me, Dr. Mo Gibbons, over on Instagram. But do within reason, right? Remember, this isn't medical advice. Within reason, do what feels right to you. You know, people say don't do crystal light. Do you really think that's the biggest rock that you need to change in your life to make your life better? You know what I mean? It's like, come on. So we usually go live on Tuesdays, so we'll be here next Tuesday. But holy crap, engagement was huge today. So we'll see what the stats say.
If you can, give me a follow. Y'all can see me.
Follow
Once I
me.
get to enough people.
We're gonna stop the stream on the others first. So guys, we will see you next week, Tuesday at 10 a.m. Central, and just come hang out in the AMSpublicgroup.com or go to AMS